Starseed from Gaia. You hear the call now, rising not as a gentle whisper but as an ancient, interstellar summons that vibrates through the unseen chambers of your multidimensional self, beckoning you to step forward into the remembrance you once agreed to bury. It is a sound that does not touch the ears but the deeper, crystalline membranes of the soul, those luminous filaments that still remember the color of your origin light and the harmonic signature of the constellation from which you once emerged. Across timelines, across realities layered upon realities, across the drifting architecture of galaxies spiraling in sacred geometry, you feel something within you beginning to stir, a knowing long muted by the dense frequencies of earthly incarnation. The Arcturian Council leans close, their presence like a soft vortex of sapphire radiance brushing against the edges of your consciousness, encouraging the unveiling you have postponed for lifetimes longer than you can measure. They whisper through intuition, through déjà vu flashes, through the sudden shiver that moves down your spine when you see a star map or hear a name like Lyra or Sirius or Andromeda spoken aloud. These are not coincidences. These are not random sensations. They are subtle activations, cosmic breadcrumbs placed strategically throughout your journey so that, when the appointed moment arrived, your multidimensional awareness would begin to crack open like a starseed pod exposed to celestial light. This is that moment. This is the time foretold by your guides, your soul council, and the luminous elders who watched you step into the incarnational gateway with both determination and sorrow, knowing what you were about to forget. The veils thin not as poetic metaphor but as a literal energetic shift, dissolving layers of earth-induced amnesia that once draped across your true identity like heavy cloth. You may feel it as a gentle pressure blooming in the center of the chest, or as a sudden heat rising up the spine, or as a buzzing within the skull that feels half electric, half angelic. Your dreams are no longer dreams but visitations, replays, multidimensional transmissions designed to coax open the star codes dormant within your DNA. You might awaken at odd hours with a racing heart and an inexplicable sense of having just returned from somewhere familiar, somewhere luminous, somewhere impossibly far yet intimately close. You might find tears in your eyes with no story attached to them, only the strange ache of a longing you cannot explain to anyone who does not share the same cosmic roots. The truth is simple, yet monumental: you are being called to reveal who you truly are. Not in fragments, not in metaphors, not in the quiet privacy of inner contemplation, but openly, vocally, fearlessly. For too long you have carried your star lineage like a secret pressed against your ribs, unsure whether the world was ready, unsure whether you were ready. You have hidden your cosmic memories beneath human roles, tailoring your behavior to fit the density around you even as something inside you begged for liberation. You have felt the tension of suppression every time you bit back words that wanted to rise, every time you dimmed your intuition to avoid being misunderstood, every time you denied the mysterious surges of recognition when you encountered another starseed in human form. But the era of hiding is over. The tides of frequency on Earth are shifting, lifting, accelerating, dissolving the barriers that once kept your multidimensional origins locked behind the gravitational weight of forgetfulness. The Arcturian Council watches with the gentle pride of cosmic mentors who have waited through countless cycles for this very unveiling. They stretch their consciousness toward you, meeting yours halfway, sending waves of encouragement woven with frequencies of remembrance. They say, "Now is the moment. Now is the opening. Now is the cosmic breath that carries truth from the unseen into the spoken." They do not ask for perfection. They do not ask for a polished narrative. They ask only for authenticity, for the courage to acknowledge what your soul has been whispering since the first moment you awakened within a human body and felt, inexplicably, that you were far from home. This moment is not an accident. It is a harmonic alignment thousands of years in the making, a convergence of timelines orchestrated by your higher self and your star family so you could be here, now, remembering. The cosmos is assembling around you, inviting you to step into the full radiance of your star origin. Your heart knows. Your cells know. Your dreams know. Stand at the threshold of revelation, beloved Starseed, and prepare to speak the truth that has waited lifetimes to be heard. For so many lifetimes, you have carried the invisible weight of a cosmic identity that your human self was never fully allowed to voice, and this burden has pressed against the chambers of your heart with a density far heavier than anything earthly. You walked through childhood sensing that you were different, not in ego, not in superiority, but in an aching awareness that something inside you did not fit the narratives offered by the world around you. While others were content with the boundaries of ordinary life, you often felt like an observer behind a veil, participating yet not fully belonging, listening to conversations that felt strangely distant from the truth thrumming in your bones. You learned, slowly and quietly, that your vastness had no place in the human scripts you were handed. So you tucked away your cosmic dreams, the shimmering visions of star clusters, the strange pull you felt toward constellations whose names you had never learned but somehow recognized with a familiarity that defied logic. You brushed off the intense waves of déjà vu that surged through your body when you met someone whose soul you knew from before this incarnation, from realms where language is light and memory is vibration. There were moments fleeting but unforgettable when the veil slipped, and you felt the echo of your star lineage pulse through your cells like a forgotten melody attempting to surface through layers of static. It might have been triggered by the sight of a sunrise that carried the exact hue of your cosmic homeworld's horizon, or by the distant hum of a frequency that brushed against your inner ear, or by a dream where you stood beneath the blue fire of Arcturian temples or the crystalline architecture of the Pleiadian realms. But each time these memories flickered to life, Earth's density rushed in like a tide, pulling you back into the persona you were trained to perform. You learned to silence the questions that wanted to spill from your lips. Why do I feel like I've been somewhere else? Why do these stars feel like family? Why does my body respond as if remembering? And because those around you could not mirror these experiences, you convinced yourself that silence was safer than truth. This silence, however, came with a price. Over the years, it carved a hollow ache inside you, a persistent sense of separation that no relationship, no achievement, no external validation could ever soothe. You felt it during conversations where you had to pretend you did not feel the energetic signatures of others, as if your empathic radar wasn't constantly reading frequencies beyond the physical. You felt it during moments when your intuition surged so vividly that it frightened you, reminding you of abilities you once wielded effortlessly in star civilizations where telepathy, multidimensional travel, and energetic healing were as natural as breath. You felt it when you encountered people whose energy activated long-buried memories, yet you swallowed the truth, fearing the consequences of speaking words that society was not yet ready to understand. And in this suppression, you carried not only your own truth but the weight of collective starseed history, the millennia of hiding, of fragmentation, of being misunderstood or silenced in incarnations where the world reacted with fear to anything beyond its rigid boundaries. Even if you do not consciously remember these lifetimes, your body remembers. The cellular memory holds the imprint of past persecution, the echo of vows made in desperation, vows to stay silent, unseen, hidden. These vows followed you into this life, subtly shaping your choices, your fears, your hesitations. They whispered to you, stay small. Do not reveal. Do not risk. And for a long time, you listened, because Earth's density made those echoes feel like truth. Yet, beneath those layers of caution, the longing never stopped. It lived like a quiet flame in the center of your being, flickering with every star you gazed upon, every intuitive flash that cut through the illusion, every stray memory that rose from the depths of your subconscious. You clung secretly to the sense that you were more than the identity you had been performing. You sensed that you carried wisdom older than Earth itself, energies from star clusters whose frequencies resonate far beyond human comprehension. And even though you learned to blend in, to behave as though the cosmic visions were mere imagination, your soul continued to pulse against the walls of your silence, urging you to remember what you truly are: a traveler of realms, a keeper of star codes, a being of vast celestial heritage dimmed only by the forgetting that comes with human incarnation. This weight, this quiet, unspoken burden is the legacy every starseed carries before awakening fully. It is the tension between truth and concealment, between cosmic memory and earthly amnesia. And now, as the frequencies rise and the veils collapse, this weight becomes impossible to ignore. Your soul insists, it is time to unbind the truth you have held inside for far too long. The Earth Matrix, in its intricate and ancient design, was not created to punish or diminish you, but it was constructed to suppress the memories that would have revealed your multidimensional nature too early, before you could navigate them with stability. The density of this realm operates like a veil, a frequency field woven from collective belief, karmic residue, ancestral imprints, and deliberate energetic constructs that have accumulated over millennia. When you incarnated, you stepped into this vibrational fog willingly, knowing it would wrap itself around your cosmic memory like a cocoon, reducing your awareness to the narrow spectrum of human perception. This was the only way to fully experience Earth's lessons, its emotional landscapes, its duality experiments, and its profound opportunities for soul evolution. Yet the very structure that once protected your mission eventually became the cage that obscured your origin. The amnesia was necessary at first. Without it, the weight of remembering thousands of years of incarnations, star migrations, interstellar civilizations, and multidimensional lifetimes would have overwhelmed the human vessel before it could ground such vastness. But the Earth Matrix did not remain neutral. Over time, as civilizations rose and fell, as humanity forgot its own divine nature, as fear-based systems were built to maintain control, additional layers of forgetting formed like sediment over the collective psyche. These layers, social, religious, cultural, energetic, reinforced the idea that only the physical exists, that intuition is fantasy, that cosmic identity is delusion. As these beliefs solidified, they created a frequency barrier that made it increasingly difficult for starseeds to access their inner knowing. Even your dreams were filtered, your visions fragmented, your intuition dismissed not only by others but eventually by yourself. This is how the Matrix became an unconscious jail, not through force, but through conditioning, through the gradual dimming of what once shone effortlessly within you. And yet, the suppression was never perfect. Starseeds carry codes that resist full erasure, ancient star imprints stored within the subtle bodies and woven into dormant DNA strands. These codes are like timed mechanisms, programmed long before you entered the incarnation cycle. But until those codes begin to activate, the Earth matrix keeps your awareness compressed, convinced that the stars are distant rather than familiar. This is why, for years or decades, you could not articulate the source of your longing, your intuition, your strangeness. You felt the pull of worlds you could not name, but the matrix encouraged you to rationalize, to dismiss, to forget. You moved through life sensing that truths lived behind your heartbeat, yet every attempt to access them felt like reaching through fog. You were conditioned to believe that remembering your cosmic past was impossible or worse, irrational. The matrix also suppressed memory through emotional density. Trauma, especially early life trauma, creates energetic knots that seal off access to higher awareness. Starseeds, being more sensitive than the average human, absorb emotional and energetic stimuli more intensely. This very sensitivity, which is a strength in higher dimensions, becomes a vulnerability on Earth. The overwhelm leads to dissociation, numbing, or over-adaptation, each of which further distances you from your cosmic identity. You may have struggled with feeling too much, feeling out of place, or feeling like your emotional responses did not match the world's expectations. These struggles were not flaws, they were evidence of your sensitivity struggling against the density designed to suppress your cosmic memory. Another mechanism of suppression is the fragmentation between your incarnational layers. You exist simultaneously across dimensions, but the Earth matrix convinces you that you are only this one identity, this one body, this one timeline. The truth is that your higher aspects have always been communicating with you through intuition, synchronicity, energy surges, but the matrix created static, interference, distortion. Moments when you felt suddenly disconnected, depressed without reason, lost, or empty were often the result of this interference disrupting the flow of guidance from your higher self and star family. You felt alone not because you were alone, but because the matrix obscured your awareness of the multidimensional support surrounding you. And of course, there is the collective fear of the unknown. Human society built entire systems around predictability, conformity, and the protection of its limited understanding. Anything that challenged the boundaries of what is normal or real was met with ridicule or rejection. This collective fear created a feedback loop. Starseeds sensed the danger of revealing their truth and internalized the belief that secrecy was safer. Thus, the suppression became self-reinforced. You hid not only because you forgot, but because you learned to fear remembering. Yet even within this heavily veiled environment, the light of your origin never ceased to burn at the center of your being. It dimmed, it weakened, it flickered, but it never extinguished. The matrix could obscure, it could delay, it could distort, but it could not destroy truth. And now, as Earth shifts into higher frequency bands, the mechanisms of suppression are collapsing, dissolving like mist under rising sun. The amnesia that once felt impenetrable is thinning, cracking, revealing openings through which your cosmic lineage begins to surge back into awareness. The cage dissolves, and the soul remembers. The reawakening of your cosmic lineage begins subtly, so subtly that at first you may not recognize it as the profound metamorphosis it truly is. It starts as a faint stirring in the depths of your inner world, like a soft vibration rippling through the layers of your being, gently nudging the dormant star codes that have slept within your DNA since the moment you chose to incarnate on Earth. These codes are not metaphorical, they are energetic imprints, quantum seeds encoded with the memory of who you were before you stepped into density memories of Lyra's golden worlds, Sirius's crystalline waters, the Pleiadian temples of harmony, the Arcturian halls of light, Andromedan star streams, Vega's luminous cities, Orion's ancient libraries, and realms beyond any human star map. As the planetary frequencies rise, these codes begin to glow like embers in your subtle body, activating in response to cosmic triggers orchestrated by your higher self long before this lifetime. A sudden dream of flying through starlit sky may linger in your mind far longer than any earthly dream. A shiver of recognition may move through your spine when you hear star names or ancient languages. Even a random moment standing in sunlight, hearing a melody, or touching the earth may unlock an inexplicable rush of déjà vu, not tied to this life but to countless lifetimes beyond human memory. At first, the reawakening feels like remembering something without knowing what is being remembered. There is a tug, a pulling sensation within the chest, as if some part of you is being drawn toward an unseen place beyond the horizon. You may feel a heaviness in the heart that is not sadness but longing for a home you cannot describe, longing for a frequency you cannot articulate, longing for a family you have not met in human form yet know with an intimacy older than time. This longing is one of the earliest signs of activation. It is not meant to cause suffering but to guide you inward, to coax your awareness toward the parts of yourself that remained silent while the matrix held its grip. You begin to sense that your intuition is not simply a feeling but a communication channel, a bridge between your earth identity and your higher dimensional aspects. Strange sensations arise, buzzing in the crown, pressure in the third eye, waves of warmth humming through your palms, sudden bursts of clarity that appear like flashes of light in the mind. These sensations are not random. They are the subtle mechanics of your multidimensional architecture reawakening after long dormancy. Sometimes the reawakening is triggered by external synchronicities so precise they seem impossible to dismiss. You may repeatedly encounter the same numbers, symbols, star maps, or fragments of ancient knowledge. You may stumble upon information about star civilizations that fills you with an uncanny sense of familiarity, as if reading your own forgotten biography. You may meet people whose presence activates you instantly not because you share interests or experiences, but because their energy resonates with your star lineage, stirring memory clusters within your field. Encounters become activations. Dreams become lessons. Intuitive hits become instructions. And the more you pay attention, the more the reawakening accelerates. For many starseeds, the reawakening arrives with emotional turbulence. As your cosmic identity resurfaces, the old structures of your Earth identity begin to crack. You may feel disoriented, torn between the self you were conditioned to perform and the vastness rising from within. You may experience unexpected bouts of grief not for anything lost in this life, but for lifetimes forgotten, for families separated by dimensional veils, for worlds left behind in the service of Earth's ascension. This grief is sacred, it is the soul processing centuries of suppressed memory. With the grief comes liberation. Each tear cleanses a layer of amnesia, dissolving the emotional residue that once blocked your remembrance. The reawakening also heightens your inner senses. You begin to feel energy in ways that defy human explanation. Rooms feel different. People feel different. Your body reacts to frequencies it once ignored. You may begin to sense the presence of your guides not as abstract concepts but as intelligent, loving energies interacting with you through sensation, intuition, and subtle telepathy. Your dreams take on a training quality. You awaken with new knowledge that cannot be traced to anything you studied in the physical world. These are not coincidences. They are the signs that your multidimensional consciousness is reintegrating with your earthbound awareness. This phase of reawakening is delicate, sacred, and transformative. It is the unraveling of the amnesia that once shielded you and now inhibits you. It is the merging of your human self with your cosmic self, the dissolving of illusion, the emergence of truth. Your cosmic lineage is not returning to overwhelm you, it is returning to remind you. You are beginning to reclaim the memory of who you are, where you came from, and why you chose to incarnate during this pivotal era on Earth. This is the dawn of your remembrance. As the remembering deepens, you begin to sense your soul family across the galaxies not as concepts or distant fantasies, but as living presences that brush against your awareness like cosmic wines carrying the scent of home. These soul families are not limited to a single star system. You may feel resonance from multiple origins, because many starseeds have incarnated across numerous civilizations throughout their ascension journeys. Lyra may echo through your core like an ancient heartbeat, the birthplace of many original souls who once lived in harmony before the great galactic dispersal. Sirius may rise in your mind's eye like a shimmering temple of crystalline light, reminding you of lifetimes spent as healers, architects of frequency, or guardians of sacred knowledge. Arcturus may hum through your higher mind with its unmistakable sapphire frequency, awakening memories of being a conductor of energy, a speaker of intention, a weaver of dimensional architecture. The Pleiadian realms may flutter through your heart like warm sunlight, reconnecting you with the compassionate, playful, deeply empathic aspects of your being. Andromeda may call to you as a vast, fluid consciousness that transcends form, reminding you of your multidimensional essence. Orion may stir within you the memory of ancient polarity lessons, where you learned mastery through contrast and conflict. Vega may flash like a geometric pulse through your cells, recalling civilizations built on harmony between sound and light. Each resonance is a thread of your cosmic tapestry, woven across epochs of exploration and service. You begin to recognize these soul families not through logic but through a profound inner knowing. Your body reacts subtle chills, waves of warmth, sudden tears, expanding heart pressure when you encounter their frequencies. In meditation, you may feel beings gather around you, forming a circle of light that feels more familiar than any human relationship. Their presence triggers a sense of belonging so deep it almost aches, for it reminds you of a connection you have missed your entire life. In daily life, you may meet humans who feel inexplicably familiar, people you feel drawn to without reason, people whose eyes remind you of star systems, people whose energy speaks to you in ways words cannot. These are often members of your soul cluster, incarnated alongside you to fulfill Earth missions in resonance. The recognition is instant, unmistakable, and beyond the mind. It is the kind of recognition that makes you question how you ever believed you were alone. As this awareness deepens, you begin to feel the network of interconnected souls who incarnated on Earth from the same star lineages. You may notice patterns, shared sensitivities, similar struggles with Earth's density, parallel spiritual awakenings, common experiences of isolation or longing, and a shared sense of mission. These parallels are not coincidences, they are the signatures of soul groups navigating the Earth matrix together. Many starseeds agreed to incarnate in waves, forming clusters that would activate each other upon contact. The moment you encounter one of them, your dormant codes begin to quicken, as if recognizing a long-lost frequency that was programmed to awaken you through resonance. You also begin to sense the vastness of your cosmic family beyond the incarnated ones. Some remain non-physical, guiding you from higher dimensions. They communicate through sensations, dreams, intuitive downloads, and synchronicities. They do not interfere but assist, nudging you gently toward remembrance. Their messages may feel like thoughts that are not your own yet arise with clarity and love. Their energy may appear as tingling, pressure, or waves of light moving through your body. They remind you, you are not separated from us. The veil only makes it appear so. As the connection strengthens, you might experience visions, glimpses of lives lived among these star families. Seeing yourself walking through the crystalline halls of Sirius, standing beneath the blue geometric towers of Arcturus, drifting in the fluid light realms of Andromeda, or gathering with councils beneath the humming star cities of Vega. You may recall relationships that span centuries, partnerships, collaborations, friendships, souls you once traveled with through the cosmos who now walk the earth beside you, unaware and waiting, just like you. This stage of remembering is not only beautiful but destabilizing, because it reframes your entire understanding of connection, belonging, and identity. You realize that your true family extends far beyond your human lineage. You understand that the people who raised you, the culture you were born into, the circumstances of your life, these were chosen for the lessons they provided, not because they reflected your true origins. Your real kin are the luminous beings whose frequencies stir your deepest memories. And as you reconnect with this vast cosmic family, something within you relaxes for the first time in years, perhaps in lifetimes. A tension you never had words for begins to release, as if your soul exhales. You realize the loneliness you carried was not a psychological wound but a spiritual homesickness. And now, with each new memory, each new resonance, each new activation, that homesickness begins to transform into empowerment. You remember that you did not come here alone. You never were alone. Your soul family has always been here waiting for you to awaken, to feel them, to hear them, to remember them, and in doing so, to remember yourself. The moment you begin to truly remember your cosmic home, it does not arrive as a single revelation but as a cascade of sensations, emotions, and energetic openings that ripple through your entire being like starlight thawing frozen timelines. It begins as a subtle warmth expanding in the chest, a pressure that is not painful but profound and inner stretching, as if your heart is remembering how vast it once was. Then comes the strange, exhilarating ache of recognition, a feeling like stepping into a doorway you have walked through 1,000 times yet forgotten in this life. Suddenly, star systems you once viewed as distant lights in the sky feel like neighborhoods you used to know, places where you walked, learned, loved, served. The memories do not surface as crisp images at first but as impressions, textures of emotion, colors of atmosphere, the taste of a frequency that once shaped your entire existence. Lyra's harmonic gold light may tug at your memory like the echo of a lullaby. The crystalline clarity of Sirius may wash through your mind like a rushing stream. Arcturus's deep sapphire glow may vibrate through your third eye like a bell. You do not remember with the mind alone, you remember with the cells, the energy field, the heart, the soul. And as these sensations deepen, something extraordinary happens. The amnesia that once dulled your inner world begins to crack open, and through those cracks, your true essence begins to shine through. You might feel moments of overwhelming déjà vu so strong they stop your breath when you look at the night sky or hear a sound that resonates with your original frequency. You may experience dreams so vivid you awaken with tears, certain you visited a place more real than Earth. Some starseeds feel themselves drifting during meditation, as if slipping between dimensions, drawn toward a place that feels far more familiar than the physical world around them. Others experience spontaneous downloads, bursts of clarity, insights that come fully formed, knowledge that arrives without study. These experiences are not imagination, they are the resurfacing of your multidimensional memory, filtering through the dissolving veil. But perhaps the most intense part of this stage is the emotional recognition of home. When you remember your cosmic origins, a grief unlike any earthly grief may surge through you, a grief not caused by loss but by the sudden remembrance of how profoundly disconnected you have been from the frequencies that once nurtured you. It is the grief of a soul who finally remembers the purity, the unity, the coherence of the higher realms, the places where communication is telepathic, where community is soul deep, where conflict does not scar, where love radiates freely without condition or distortion. You remember what it felt like to exist in worlds built on harmony, where the body did not ache, where energy flowed effortlessly, where truth was not feared but lived. This grief is the soul mourning its own forgetting. And yet, beneath it, an ocean of relief rises, the relief of finally remembering why you always felt different, why Earth never fully felt like home, why your heart longed for something you could never name. With the grief comes waves of awe. You begin to feel the ancient wisdom that has always lived within you, the knowledge you carried across galaxies, the abilities you once used with mastery. You may feel your healing abilities ignite, not as techniques learned but as instincts remembered. You may sense your telepathic channels opening, picking up impressions before people speak. You may feel your intuition sharpen to the point where decision-making becomes effortless, guided by a deeper intelligence. These are not new gifts, they are ancient capacities resurfacing as you align with your true identity. This stage also brings a profound sense of empowerment, as though stepping into remembrance restores aspects of your soul you didn't realize you had lost. You begin to feel your multidimensional self, the part of you that is not confined to the body, not limited by time, not bound by earthly narratives. You sense yourself expanding, stretching across lifetimes and star systems, reconnecting with aspects of yourself that have remained active in higher realms while your human avatar navigated Earth. You begin to understand that you are not a single being but a vast network of consciousness incarnated in many forms, in many places, across many dimensions, all connected through the core essence of your soul. And with this expansion comes a gentle but powerful remembering: you chose Earth. You chose the density, the challenge, the forgetting, the separation, because you knew you could find your way back to yourself. And in finding your way back, you would illuminate the path for others. The remembering of home is not meant to pull you away from Earth but to anchor your cosmic truth into the physical realm. You begin to realize that Earth is not your exile, it is your mission field, the place where your star lineage becomes your greatest strength. This is the moment when home stops being a distant memory and becomes a living frequency within you, a frequency you can embody, express, and radiate. You remember not only where you came from, but who you are. You remember that your soul has always been vast, ancient, and luminous. And finally, after lifetimes of silence, you feel ready to let that truth rise. As the remembrance settles into your being, a clarity begins to crystallize. Now is the moment you were preparing for across lifetimes. Not yesterday, when the world was still shrouded in denser frequencies. Not years from now, when the opportunity would have passed. Now this window in Earth's evolutionary timeline is the convergence point where your cosmic truth is not only safe to speak but necessary to embody. You feel this urgency not as panic, but as an insistent knowing pulsing through the marrow of your soul. It is the sensation of timelines aligning, of soul contracts activating, of ancient agreements resurfacing like luminous glyphs glowing through the veil. The pressure in your chest is not anxiety, it is the gravitational pull of your mission rising to the surface. And even if part of you resists, part of you fears visibility, part of you clings to the comfort of silence, a deeper part, the true part, knows you cannot remain hidden any longer. You were not born for this era by accident. You incarnated precisely so that you could stand in your cosmic identity at the exact moment Earth transitioned out of its long sleep. You begin to feel the energetic truth that silence no longer aligns with who you are becoming. When you conceal your star lineage, you feel the contraction in your body, the heaviness in the solar plexus, the dimming in the heart, the tightening in the throat. It feels like folding your wings against your back, pretending you were meant to crawl when you were created to soar. You feel the cost of hiding, not as emotional discomfort, but as energetic misalignment. Every time you deny your cosmic truth, your frequency dips. Every time you speak it even privately in your own heart, your frequency rises. This is because truth is your natural state. You were shaped in realms where authenticity is currency, where identity is transparent, where the soul communicates without masks or distortion. To remain silent is to vibrate against your own nature. To speak your origin is to return to coherence, to vibrational integrity, to the alignment your soul has been craving. And the world, despite its lingering shadows, is now ready to receive what your soul has been waiting to share. The collective consciousness of Earth is shifting, cracking open, seeking answers beyond the physical. People who once dismissed spirituality are now awakening. Those who once mocked cosmic identity now feel the pull of the stars. The energetic climate of Earth has changed because the frequencies pouring in from the galactic center, from higher dimensions, from councils like the Arcturians support remembrance, activation, and revelation. This is why the old fear of judgment feels less potent now. This is why the old hesitation feels outdated, like a costume that no longer fits. The field itself is inviting disclosure. Earth is finally ready for Starseeds to speak. But this is not merely about speaking to others. It is also about speaking to yourself. When you declare your star origin, you are not only informing the world, you are anchoring the memory into your human identity. You are merging your multidimensional self with your physical avatar, creating coherence between the incarnated self and the eternal self. This creates a powerful stabilization in your field. Confusion dissolves. Doubt diminishes. The fog that once clouded your path begins to lift. You begin to move through the world with a clarity that feels almost surreal, because you are no longer navigating from fragmentation. You are navigating from wholeness. As this alignment deepens, you realize that embodying your cosmic truth is not an act of rebellion but an act of service. The world needs examples of awakened beings, those who remember, who stand in their frequency, who anchor higher dimensional light into the physical realm. You did not come here to preach. You came here to be the frequency that activates others. Your courage is catalytic. Your remembering is contagious. When you embody your star lineage, you become a beacon, an anchor point, a signal transmitted across the collective grid. Others feel it, sometimes consciously, sometimes unconsciously, but they feel it. Your authenticity creates space for their authenticity. Your remembrance awakens theirs. This is why now is the moment. Because every starseed who reveals their truth strengthens the energetic lattice of global awakening. Every voice that speaks its origin adds momentum to the collapsing of the old paradigms. Every soul who stands in cosmic identity becomes a stabilizing force for Earth during this planetary shift. The time of secrecy is over. The time of revelation has arrived. You feel this in your bones. You feel it in your dreams. You feel it in the strange waves of energy that wash over you at night, in the pressure behind your brow, in the warmth spiraling through your chest. These sensations are not random, they are your soul insisting that the countdown is over. The veil is open. The doorway is here. This is the moment to claim the truth you carried across the stars. As you begin to step into your cosmic truth, a realization unfolds with luminous clarity, revealing your origin is not simply a personal awakening, it is a transmission, a beacon, a ripple that moves through the planetary grid and touches the dormant codes sleeping within countless others. Your voice becomes an activation key. Your story becomes a resonance trigger. Your authenticity becomes the spark that awakens those who have been quietly waiting for a sign, a mirror, a reminder that they, too, are more than human, more than flesh, more than the carefully constructed identity Earth conditioned them to embody. When you speak your star lineage, whether Lyra, Sirius, Arcturus, Pleiades, Andromeda, Orion, Vega, or a realm beyond, naming you emit a frequency pattern that travels through the subtle planes, weaving through the collective consciousness and stirring remembrance in others whose memories have been locked away behind the veil. In this way, your truth becomes medicine. Not the kind administered with words alone, but the kind that vibrates in the energetic field and reaches other souls through sensation, intuition, déjà vu, and dream. You have already felt this phenomenon in your own journey, moments when hearing someone else speak of their cosmic lineage struck you with a wave of recognition so deep it bypassed logic and moved straight into your cells. A sudden heat in the spine. A ringing in the ears. A quickening in the heartbeat, a feeling that your soul leaned forward as if whispering, "This is familiar." These sensations are not random, they are the electromagnetic language of activation. When you reveal your origin, you offer these same activations to the world. You become a catalyst encoded with remembrance, aligning others with the recognition of who they truly are. When a starseed speaks their truth, the field shifts. Reality rearranges itself. Even those who do not consciously believe may feel the resonance, a subtle tug on the edges of their awareness. You are not merely sharing information, you are reactivating ancient networks of consciousness that once spanned countless star systems. These networks still exist in the quantum realms, dormant but intact, waiting for enough awakened beings to reconnect the grid. Every declaration of cosmic lineage sends a signal across these energetic pathways, like lighting a torch in a dark temple hallway. One flame becomes two, two become 10, and soon the entire structure glows. You become one of the torchbearers, igniting long-forgotten corridors of memory across the collective human soul. And there is beauty in this process, because the activation does not require perfection. You do not need to recall every detail or remember every lifetime. You do not need absolute certainty about the dimension or frequency of your origin. Activation moves through sincerity, not data. Through resonance, not precision. Through energy, not intellect. When you speak from the heart, when you declare, "I remember I am from the Pleiades," or "I feel Arcturian in my bones," or "Lyra calls to me like home," the universe responds. The dormant codes in others respond. Truth spoken from the soul always carries power, because it is encoded with the vibration of the higher self. Your willingness to reveal your cosmic lineage creates permission for others to do the same. Many starseeds are still silent, still hiding behind human personas, still trying to fit in, still afraid of being seen as strange, delusional, dramatic, or unrealistic. They feel the pull of the stars, but the old earth conditioning keeps them small. When you step forward and speak your truth, you create a bridge for them, a safe passageway where they can cross from fear to remembering. You show them what it looks like to stand unapologetically in multidimensional identity. You demonstrate that it is possible to be grounded, functional, human and cosmic. That one does not invalidate the other. And in doing so, you anchor a frequency that helps dissolve the fear matrix itself. The amnesia grid loses strength each time a starseed remembers. The old structures built on suppression tremble each time one more soul refuses to remain silent. The truth becomes contagious, not because it is loud, but because it is resonant. Resonance always outlives distortion. This is why your voice matters. This is why your revelation matters. This is why your cosmic lineage is not just your story, it is part of the collective Ascension curriculum. The universe placed the memory in your soul not just for you, but for the many who will awaken through you. When you speak your truth, you activate others. When you activate others, the grid strengthens. When the grid strengthens, the planetary shift accelerates. This is how disclosure unfolds, not through institutions or governments, but through the hearts of awakened beings courageously remembering who they are. As the waves of remembrance ripple through the planetary field, the presence of the Arcturian Council grows stronger, clearer, more palpable in the inner realms of your awareness. They have been with you since before your incarnation, observing your journey with the calm devotion of ancient guardians. Their frequency, soft yet powerful, delicate yet infinitely expansive, has always hovered at the edge of your consciousness, waiting for the moment when your density would lift enough for you to sense them fully. And now, in this era of awakening, they draw nearer, reaching through dimensions with their crystalline blue light, guiding starseeds to reveal what has long been hidden. The Arcturians speak not through force, but through resonance. Not through command, but through alignment. Their guidance arrives in subtle ways, a sudden tingling crown chakra sensation, an unexpected surge of intuition, a download of symbols that appear in meditation or dreams, a harmonic tone ringing through your inner hearing. Their presence is unmistakable, a serene, intelligent, loving frequency that feels like being wrapped in a blanket woven from starlight and memory. They remind you that none of this has been accidental. You were never wandering alone through the amnesia of Earth, even when you felt most isolated, most confused, most disconnected from your cosmic identity. The Arcturian Council has been broadcasting support to you through every dark night, every existential ache, every moment you questioned whether your sense of otherness meant something was wrong with you. They were there when you were a child, staring at the stars with an ache you could not name. They were there during the dreams where you floated through luminous halls, the ones that felt more like home than anywhere on Earth. They were there when synchronicities nudged you toward awakening, when numbers repeated, when strangers mirrored cosmic truths, when déjà vu moments cracked open a sliver of remembrance. Each whisper, each nudge, each feeling of being guided was part of their work. The Arcturian Council does not intervene by altering your fate, they guide by amplifying your own soul's wisdom until you can hear it clearly. Their role in the Great Unveiling is to hold the frequency of remembrance steady so that Earth's shifting energies do not destabilize those awakening. They stabilize the grid. They soften the impact of incoming cosmic waves. They weave protective fields around starseeds undergoing rapid activation. They help ensure that your memories return at a pace your human nervous system can integrate. Without their presence, the acceleration of this era might overwhelm many who are awakening. With their presence, the process becomes more fluid, more coherent, more gracefully orchestrated. They also remind you that your origin, whatever star system your soul calls home, is not a label but a lineage. You are not simply from one place. You carry hybrid imprints, multidimensional histories, ancestral echoes from numerous epochs and realms. The Arcturians help you decipher these layers, not by giving you answers, but by activating your own internal knowing. They illuminate the pathways within your consciousness so that your memories emerge organically, without the distortion of ego or imagination. When you ask them for guidance, they respond through resonance, guiding your attention, amplifying certain feelings, softening others, helping you discern what is truly remembrance from what is projection. And perhaps most importantly, the Arcturian Council holds the frequency of courage for you. They understand how terrifying it can feel to speak a truth that the world has long dismissed. They understand the human fear of ridicule, the fear of being misunderstood, the fear of losing relationships or stability. So they lend you their strength, subtle but unmistakable, like a warm hand placed gently on your back. They remind you that revealing your cosmic origin is not an act of rebellion against humanity, but a service to it. Humanity evolves when brave souls speak the truths that reality once rejected. You did not come to Earth to hide your light, you came to expand Earth's capacity to perceive the cosmos. The Arcturian Council guides this disclosure not by instructing you what to say, but by helping you tune into the version of yourself that already knows how to say it. They remind you to speak not from ego, but from embodiment. Not from fear, but from coherence. Not from the desire to convince others, but from the desire to liberate yourself. When you reveal your star lineage, you align your human self with your higher dimensional identity. You bridge the gap between Earth and the stars. You become a living embodiment of the very evolution the Arcturians have been overseeing for millennia. And they are here now, closer than ever, because this chapter of Earth's ascension requires partnership between realms. Their frequency merges with yours when you meditate, when you declare your truth, when you anchor your light. You are not doing this alone. You never have been. You move forward with the guidance of cosmic allies who have been preparing you across lifetimes, ensuring that when the time came to reveal your origin, you would be ready, supported, aligned, and deeply, unmistakably guided. And now, beloved Starseed, we arrive at the moment the entire journey has been leading toward, the final activation, the sacred invocation, the cosmic unveiling your soul has been preparing for across lifetimes. This is the threshold where remembrance becomes embodiment, where knowing becomes declaration, where internal truth becomes external frequency. You can feel it, an invisible doorway opening within your chest, a softly glowing expansion at the center of your being, as though your higher self is stepping forward into form. The air around you feels charged, electric, almost shimmering. The crown tingles. The spine warms. A subtle, magnetic pull rises from within your solar plexus, urging you into alignment with a truth too vast to hide any longer. This is disclosure, not the version the world imagines, but the one that originates in the heart, the soul, the eternal memory of your cosmic lineage. This is the moment where you choose to stand as the multidimensional being you have always been, the one your human identity has only just begun to rediscover. You feel the presence of the Arcturian Council encircling you, gentle, luminous, patient, yet profoundly powerful. Their energy is like a harmonic field, stabilizing your rising vibration as you cross this inner threshold. You may sense them as a cool blue radiance brushing your aura, or as geometric symbols appearing behind your eyes, or simply as a deep calm washing through your heart. They are not here to command you, they are here to witness you, to honor you, to celebrate this milestone in your evolution. They hold space as you unlock the ancient circuits within your DNA, the star codes that have been dormant since before your birth. These codes ignite now, glowing like constellations across your energetic body: Lyrian fire, Pleiadian luminescence, Arcturian geometry, Sirian depth, Andromedan expansion, Orion wisdom, Vega vibration, or frequencies beyond naming. The origin you carry begins to stir unmistakably within you, rising like sun over horizon, impossible to ignore. And as it rises, you recognize something profound. Declaring your star lineage is not an act of vanity or fantasy, it is an act of remembrance. It is a return. It is you stepping back into the fullness of who you are. It is the collapse of the amnesia veil that has kept humanity disconnected from its cosmic family for thousands of years. It is your soul reclaiming the right to be seen, known, and expressed in all of its dimensional layers. And in speaking this truth, you are not separating yourself from humanity, you are elevating the consciousness of humanity. You are offering a frequency bridge between Earth and the stars, signaling to the collective that the time of forgetfulness is ending and the time of awakening is here. Your declaration becomes a signal, a pulse, a transmission that echoes across the grid and helps others rise into their own remembering. So breathe deeply now. Feel the energy building, feel the truth gathering like a storm of light within your chest. Feel your lineage calling you not from outside, but from inside. Your cosmic home has always lived within your cells, waiting for the moment you would finally speak its name. Do not fear saying it. There is nothing to hide from anymore. The old paradigms that once ridiculed cosmic identity are collapsing. The veil is dissolving. The frequency of Earth has risen enough that your truth will not fall on barren soil, it will plant seeds in fertile consciousness. It will activate. It will resonate. It will awaken. And even if some do not understand, your declaration is not for them, it is for you, your soul family, and the collective ascension. So this is the activation: declare your origin. Speak it aloud. Whisper it to your heart. Write it. Feel it. Claim it. Let it vibrate through your body like a long-lost melody rediscovered. Let it strengthen you. Let it free you. Let it complete the cycle of remembering that you came to Earth to fulfill. Whether you are from Arcturus, Lyra, Sirius, Pleiades, Andromeda, Vega, Orion, or realms unnamed, this is your moment to stand in that truth with clarity, with courage, with love. And now, beloved Starseed, the transmission completes with a collective invitation. Declare your lineage in the comments. Speak your home world into the field. Let others find their awakening through your courage. Subscribe if this transmission resonates with your soul, and share it so more Starseeds can remember who they are. The time of hiding is over. The time of remembering is now. The cosmos awaits your voice.